Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Starlight Beacon Transmissions. This is our weekly live show, and we are back. We are hanging out, having a good time. This is episode 49. So next week or not next week, the week after is the big 5-0. I have no idea what we have planned for it, but we're just gonna go with the flow for that next one. My name is Eric Mitchell. I am your host. Well, one of your hosts. And joining me tonight, as always, sitting in that co host chair, is going to be Lavender the librarian. Lavender, how are you? I'm good. Tired, but good. It's been a week. Yeah. So we have that. So we have Lavender here. Luna is back running on little sleep, but she's here. She's ready to go. Oh my gosh. If I have to kick Luna from the chat, I will. Yeah, exactly. An hour into this, yeah, Discord will kick you. It was. Yeah, and it was during like a very fun rant, I believe. Yeah. No. Yes. Starlight Beacons TGI Fridays. And exactly. He is. I guess because the station's destroyed. He could be an Applebee's guy. I mean, we were I, we were telling those stories between Applebee's and TGI Fridays last week. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Well, that's Luna, and she's got her tinfoil ready for any conspiracy theories that we have this evening. Okay, good for you. We'll check back in with her in a little bit. Um, but finally joining us, she is cosplayer. Love your Leia cosplays and your Padme cosplays. You're fantastic at that. It's Aubrey. Aubrey, thank you for joining us. Yes. Thank you for being here. So tonight, we're gonna go through just a couple of announcements. Well, one announcement, and then we are gonna jump into everything. Tonight's show, the first half of the show. We're gonna be talking about representation in of the LGBTQIA plus community. Did I get that right? Yes. My wife just said the alphabet mafia. Um, but I mean, yeah. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Bob Chapek and his comments, and then we're also going to talk about got Jawas in the works. Uh, oh, I had you guys muted.
Oh no!
I am so sorry. Wow. That's a live show. Anyway, joining me again, it's my co-host Lavender. I've got Luna here who is wanting to kill me right now. And once again, I have Aubrey. Luna, I apologize. I am an idiot.
It's okay. Listen.
Listen,
We
Linda.
we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
These are the dangers of going live.
This is
Oh, I know.
This is me putting my hand on your shoulder, Eric.
Oh,
We
thank
all
you.
make mistakes,
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the
Okay.
vote of confidence.
and it's okay.
Oh,
But
it's
that
okay.
being said, I am living in your walls.
Oh God. Let that
That's
be the
what that
last
noise
thing I
was.
think of. Yeah. Let that be the last thing I think of before I go to bed tonight. Luna, you can take your hand off my shoulder now. Luna.
She's gonna do the Vulcan.
Oh yeah. That's our next podcast. We're gonna cover all of Star Trek. Uh which I mean, I have nothing wrong with Star Trek. But anyway, we're gonna cover LGBTQ plus representation in fandom. We're gonna be talking about Bob Chapek's words that he spoke earlier this week, as well as the backpedaling that has now happened. I'm trying to to word this as delicately as possible without having Disney get pissed off with me. What are you doing, Luna?
Luna's having technical difficulties.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, so before we get into that conversation, oh, by the way, we are breaking down Obi-Wan tonight, so if you're here for Obi-Wan, don't worry, because we're going to get into all of that fun stuff too.
But first, you gotta talk about the LGBTs with us.
I'm going to mute Luna for the rest of the night.
The BLTs?
The BLTs. Yes, we're going to talk about bacon, lettuce, and tomato
Alphabet
sandwiches.
Squadron.
Hey,
We're talking about
that was
Alphabet
great.
Squadron.
I want to co-opt that.
Yeah, I mean, there was great LGBTQ representation in Alphabet
There was.
Squadron. There really was. But before we get to that, I just have one announcement. No live show next week. Well, there is a live show next week, but it's not this live show. Our RPG show comes back next week. You can join me, John, Joey, Greg, Katrina, Ellie, and Kaylin as they try to steal the Star Cruiser. And you get to see Kaylin become intergalactic Karen by being Karen B. Hardcheese. Stevie Palps gets to talk in a southern accent by being Bobby Lee Hardcheese. John is going to be reprising his role as Kaidak, who's playing the Rancor King, Duke Nukem. He pretty much, in our last show, he pretty much pitched all of Tiger King as part of his character's like backstory.
Tiger King in space.
Yeah, but it's Rancor King.
I like
And he
it.
called he called Carol Baskins Feral Caskins. And he kept going, I tell you what. I tell you what.
That's
So,
great.
Yes. You all can meet Thad, the cruise director, again, who may or may not be high on spice and raving in the Crown of Corellia dining room. We don't
It's
know yet.
medicinal spice. It's medicinal.
It is medicinal.
Leox would be proud.
Leox would be proud. And you know what? I might throw in Geode because we don't know how old this guy is.
Geode is eternal.
I think Claudia did say that Vincians live very long lifespans.
Yeah.
So.
So join us for all of that. Once again, I apologize for the beginning of the show with the muted mics. That is my fault.
Applebee's on Starlight.
I blame it on the. Never mind. We get into Fallen Star spoilers, and I can't. I can't because I don't want to ruin this experience for somebody. So anyway, let's have this conversation before we get into the fun stuff, which is Obi-Wan. So how do I phrase this delicately? The lovely human beings in charge of or a bunch of lovely human beings that are part of the Florida state government decided to pass a bill called the Don't Say Gay bill. I've tried doing some research on this bill. The wording is it's all over the place. Lavender, can you tell us what this is?
So as the resident Floridian in this group, it's targeted towards schools to make it so that teachers cannot basically address any LGBTQ topics with children who might be young and impressionable and not ready to hear about such things. Because apparently the state government can't tell the difference between sex and sexuality.
Wow.
Governor DeSantis said that he doesn't want any R-rated conversations happening with kids that are, in K through third. But that's, any of the books that broach those topics for kids that age are geared towards understanding and
Yeah.
acceptance. Um, and knowing that there's adults that have your back if you already feel like you're part of that community. So yeah, they're basically just way off base with what they're trying to do. And like no K through third teachers are talking about, sex with their students. They're talking about, family dynamics and stuff if they're bringing up LGBTQ topics. So
Well, thank you for clarifying that. Like I said, I was trying to do some research on it, and it just, like I
it's
said,
a
it
really
really,
messy bill.
yeah,
It really is. I was reading through it and I was just like, "Mm." And then of course here I am like purchasing materials for a library and I'm like, let's get all the banned books and I'll put them on display.
and then personally invite DeSantis to your library.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if someday he shows up. I work in a fairly red town, so I think he'd show up at some point.
Yeah. Uh, so with this being in effect, we found out that Disney well, Disney themselves contributed to what was it, like almost 70 politicians that supported this bill.
Yeah, it was a total of I think about $200,000 that had
Yeah.
gone to those politicians. Um,
Yeah.
and just the inner workings of politics, I'm sure they were giving to Democratic candidates as well. You know, as a corporation, they're trying to fund things that are going to be good for their business. So they're going to put money into candidates who will do good things for their company, like tax breaks, all that good stuff. But kind of ignoring the social harm that could come from them.
Yeah, exactly. And then Bob Chapek, we found out this about Disney, and then Bob Chapek comes out and pretty much says, "Well, I don't want to get into politics. We pride ourselves on our diverse content creation, and we've got a lot of diverse things in the works." And it's like, well, that's all well and good,
Mhm.
because you do employ members of the LGBTQ plus community, but you're not defending your employees like you should be.
Right.
And that was the big thing here. So it was really interesting because Chapek on like Monday says this thing. Then I think was it Wednesday we got the investor call and then Kenobi.
Mhm.
Wednesday he backtracks a little bit by saying something like he didn't want to offend any of the LGBTQ plus employees and stuff like that. And then like yesterday he completely backtracked, all because humanitarian or human rights organizations decided, well, we're not going to donate any money to Disney or give any money to Disney
Yeah, it
until you
was
do something for your people.
what it was Chapek had and Disney was donating $5 million to the Human Rights Campaign,
That's right.
and then they said, "No, no, we're not going to take that. Like, you
That's right.
guys
I
need to
got
like make real
confused.
change." No, but yeah, that's and in the wake of it, I was going to say too. He did that whole thing where he said he was going to sit down with Governor DeSantis, and then DeSantis's office answered back like, "We have no plans to meet with Bob Chapek or anyone from Disney. We don't know what he's talking about." And I was like, "That looks terrible,
Yeah,
so
because
bad."
at that point DeSantis becomes public enemy number one, and Chapek's
Mhm.
like, look, now I'm starting to do everything that I was supposed to be doing in the first place. I mean, is this, before we get into representation here, is this a little too late for him to do this? Like, he should have, like, Wednesday should have been the day that he did this, correct?
Yeah, I think the sorry if I'm kind of like railroading. But I was just gonna say that the statement that he gave yesterday, where he said that he's going to be working with members of the community to become a better ally, that should have been his first statement. Like the other
Absolutely.
stuff never should have happened.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we should have skipped all that, jumped to this point. Like, we hear you. We're going to stop making donations to those candidates, and I'm going to work on being a better ally. End of story.
Um, Now my question here, I'm gonna open this up to the floor now. If this had been Bob Iger, like if Bob Iger had been in the seat and this was going on, Iger would have immediately shut this down, correct? Um, and because Iger to me seemed, and it's really hard because I know Chapek has like huge shoes to fill because Bob Iger was such an impactful CEO for Disney. And from what I've heard, even though Eisner was kind of all over the place as CEO, he did do a lot for the LGBTQ community members that were in his employ. From what I've heard, he supported them 100%. So if this is Iger, I mean, what do you think is going through Bob Iger's heads right now? Thank God I stepped down when I did, or like, or is he calling Bob and saying, "What the hell are you doing?"
A little of both,
A little
I
bit of
think.
both. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I mean, I think Disney's on the right path now, but if anything, they really need to look at leadership right now. This board of directors really needs to look at this leadership. Hey, Zach, and like really just like come in now and say, look, you're in the freaking hot seat right now. If you make one more mistake like this, you're gone. Because I guarantee you there's somebody else waiting in the wings. And
Oh,
I
absolutely.
and I was so angry with Chapek earlier this week. I mean, like I said, I like what he said yesterday. Yesterday is a good step in the right direction. It's a little too late, but it's a good step in the right direction. I don't wish for anybody to lose their job, but this week I was hoping that this investor call, like they would have just been like, "Oh, by the way, Bob, before your presentation, you're fired." So anyway,
Yeah.
jeez, it's okay. Um, uh, Anybody have thoughts on the Chapek thing, Aubrey?
Yeah, I just kind of wish he came out with stuff earlier rather than like waiting till Wednesday, because I don't know. I think it was more important for him to say something right away against it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Luna,
All right, so as what? I just said.
Well,
just the way like you just leaned in. All right, here we go.
So here's the thing. It's common knowledge by anyone who looks at me for more than 2 seconds that I am a trans woman.
Mhm.
Um, this kind of ground my gears a little bit, and yeah, I agree. The statement should have come way sooner, but I'd like to go a step further and say that the statement shouldn't have been necessary in the first place.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
don't
Yeah.
I don't think they
Mhm.
ever should have been supporting this bill.
Oh,
I don't think that Governor Black Chrysanthus should have been elected
that's
even
an insult to Black Chrysanthemum
I
too.
know. We call him to Satan down here.
to
Yeah,
Satan.
yeah. That's
To
an
Satan.
insult to
Well,
Black
that's not.
Chrysanthemum, sir.
Well, I don't have another Star Wars pun for the Star Wars
You
show.
could have called him Palpatine.
That's not a pun though. That's just calling him old guy I don't like, which I guess is fair.
Well, I mean,
But that also
That's
that
a
also
good one.
implies that Ron DeSantis, is it Ron DeSantis?
it
It
is
is.
Ron DeSantis.
Okay, I don't even know his freaking first name.
It doesn't
That
matter.
assumes that he can like shoot lightning out of his hands, and that's too cool for him. But I digress. I guess Black Chrysanthemum's also way too cool for him. But it's
Yeah.
a pun.
Black Chrysanthemum is more than way too cool for him.
To get back on track,
Yes.
the I think that Disney's LGBT representation has been historically pretty lackluster.
I will agree with that.
Mhm.
Yes.
Regardless of how any, like you said that I forgot his name already. That
Bob
CEO.
Chapek.
No. I know Bob
Oh,
Chapek.
oh,
Not
Bob Iger.
the guy before the guy before Iger.
Oh, Eisner.
Eisner.
Yeah.
Regardless of how Eisner like supported his employees, there still wasn't really any representation to speak
No,
of.
that's true. That
Mm.
is true.
And this is just sort of like almost a slap in the face, especially with how many LGBT people are employed at Disney and how there's been a push within a lot of Disney creators to make it more LGBT focused. Like we've got the Owl House being a very good show that's actually coming back in about a week, March 19th. Watch it.
It's a couple of hour specials, I believe.
That's the second half of season 2 is coming out. But there was going to be a full season 3, but some higher up folks at Disney canceled it and shortened season 3 down to a few hour specials. And like we've known this sort of mentality from the higher ups has been in Disney for a while. I don't know if replacing Bob Chapek is enough. I think that there needs to be a big shakeup in Disney's leadership.
I will agree
And I
with that.
think that needs to come from the ground up from these
Yeah.
creators.
Absolutely. I think that because this is actually going to shift us to representation here. I really think that LGBTQ creators should be in charge of a lot of these studios. If you look
Yeah.
at the letter that the creators over at Pixar wrote to Disney leadership, that was a tremendous letter. They didn't they weren't. I mean, they were angry, but they did it in a way where they're like, "Look, we're better than this, and we need to show that we're better than this."
Like constructive anger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
you have these really talented creators like Dana Terrace, like Alex Hirsch, who are like openly disavowing
Yes.
Disney onto it. Like Dana Terrace's show isn't even halfway over, and she's publicly like her show is still airing, and she's on Twitter like, "Hey, Disney sucks. This sucks. I hate working for Disney. Let's raise some money." Like it's there. This is a problem. This is a really big problem. If you have this going on within your company,
Yeah.
people who are actively like heading one of Owl House is arguably like the most popular currently running Disney cartoon going on. Like, if you have the creator of that openly saying, "This sucks, Bob Chapek, you're bad, this is the worst thing ever," like risking her career for that, like willing to do that, the showrunner of and creator of one of your best show, like something's fundamentally wrong right now, and it
Yeah.
needs to be excised.
I agree, and like even a lot of Star Wars writers, like Justina Ireland was perfect, especially this week where she came out on Twitter and she's like, I know I'm not supposed to do this, however, I'm going to say these things. And she even condemned the Quantic Dream game announcement.
Yeah.
Like she came out and condemned that.
Which is
And-
the first time we've seen anyone from Project Luminous
Even-
say anything
even,
negative.
like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is the first time that I know of that someone from Project Luminous has acknowledged
Yeah.
Eclipse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't think, and yeah, it's like this is bad.
I don't think they even shared like the reveal trailer.
Yeah,
like,
they
none of them
were, like-
were.
No,
Yeah.
none of them did.
You'd
No.
think, but and like Daniel Jose Older was also talking about it on Twitter in less maybe a little less eloquently, but still very succinctly.
Yeah.
In his own way.
In his own Daniel
I mean,
Jose Older way.
He gets his
which we
point
love.
across.
Even Christina Ariel, like when we had the Return of the High Republic show, what was it, last month or a month ago or so? It was for the 1 year anniversary. When they were on the new set and they were talking about like what's next for the High Republic, and like she mentions a video game and you see a clip, but they don't mention the studio at all.
Yeah.
To me, now I'm wondering, are they going in the direction where they're going to like just tell the studio, look, we appreciate what you've done so far, but we're going to go in a different direction? Because
God,
let's face
please.
it, you've got a lot of people now, like a lot of creators are now just like, look, we don't condone this, we're not happy about this, especially because everybody's speaking out against this now.
It's gotten to
Yeah.
the point
Yeah.
that like even the people who aren't like blacking out Star Wars Eclipse, people who are talking about it, you can't talk about Star Wars Eclipse right now without this being brought up.
No, and that's
Like,
true.
I haven't seen anybody talk about Star Wars Eclipse. The people who are willing to talk about it, even,
Yeah.
they can't bring it up without saying, "All right, we got to discuss how
Yeah.
bad the developer is."
I mean,
Yeah.
it goes to what I mean. Luna, you were there the night that I was on John and Joey's show.
Yeah,
and we talked about Star Wars Eclipse, and I said the exact same thing. I was like, look, we can't talk about this without talking about this.
Yeah, like you
And
can't anymore.
yeah,
It's so fundamentally tied to the game that
yeah,
like no matter what, this game is going to be like poison for them
yeah,
if they don't
Mhm.
change the developer or just cancel it.
yeah. And
Yeah.
If it comes out and it's with Quantic Dream as the developer, it's not gonna perform well.
no, it
It's
really
just not.
isn't.
A huge chunk of people are just going to flat out refuse to buy it.
Yeah. Aubrey, I want to get your thoughts on this as well. I know that you're still new to the High Republic, but you're in the Twitter space like we are.
Yeah.
And you're looking at all this too. I'm pretty sure I mean, you read a lot of Star Wars books, you watch a lot
Yeah.
of Disney content like we all do,
Mhm.
because let's face it, as much as we're pissed off at Bob Chapek and the leadership at Disney, they own us.
Yeah.
Um, like, what are your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of creators just straight up say, like, "We're not gonna support this," and I think that's gonna really negatively, like, affect the game, and, like yeah. I
Yeah.
haven't seen really anyone say they're gonna, like, buy it or play it or anything,
Well,
so
I remember we were all super excited, like when the trailer came out.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah,
all
for, like,
like,
2 minutes.
let's
Mhm.
go.
Everyone was, like, retweeting it for a few
Yeah.
minutes and stuff, really
And then we're like,
excited.
oh,
And then we saw
Quantic
wait a minute.
Dream.
We're
Yeah.
like, oh, great.
It's
These
a bad
guys.
taste.
Just ruined the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I
Mhm.
mean, are we going to see a movement here where, Disney, like, because let's face it, under Iger, they listened to the fans.
Yeah.
They listened to a lot of the fans. If they were making a decision and the fans didn't like it, they took a step back and they
Mhm.
they made a decision based on that. I mean, are we going to see this movement again within Disney where the fans are the priority here, especially LGBTQ representation?
Yeah.
I just want to touch on,
Yeah.
I just wanted to add something in real quick. Under Iger, we saw they were threatening to pull Marvel out of Georgia
That's right.
when they had,
I remember
um,
that, yeah.
yeah, and it was like,
The voter law.
as far as Disney being like not getting involved in politics and not being divisive, they were like, no, like, you need to not do this, or we're going to take all of that money out of your economy. And that influenced their politics because that bill didn't
Mhm.
pass. So,
Yeah.
and they still have
Yeah.
MCU producing movies there.
Yeah, but I mean, and I think that that's going to be a point now where, you're going to, unless things change, you're probably going to see a massive walkout at Pixar, a massive walkout at
Mhm.
Lucasfilm, a massive walkout at Marvel, and a massive walkout at Disney Studios and their animation
Yeah.
studios.
Like,
And if that happens, like, and you'll have massive walkouts at the parks probably. Because keep in mind, they're a union. Like these
Mhm.
cast members in the parks are union. So, I mean, unless something changes, I think we're going to see a movement here where Disney really course corrects to the point
and
where it's like, okay, the fans are in charge now, especially with representation. Let's I mean, we still have to make decisions, but this is what we need to do.
and it's like hell.
Yeah.
Even with Quantic Dream, I've seen articles about like how low the morale is
Oh yeah.
at that studio. Like, because
Yeah.
like everybody's like this sucks. Nobody wants this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Did they delay the game? I know I saw something that said
Yeah,
it
they
was
did.
like
yeah.
I wonder if they're doing that, trying to figure out like maybe what to do with that.
It's not going to be out till like
So-
2027,
Yeah.
2028 if it
So
comes out.
and their official statement was I think it was trouble hiring people.
I
Yeah.
wonder why.
Trouble
Yeah.
hiring.
No one wants to work with them.
And I'm
Nobody
like,
wants to. Then the people who are there hate it.
yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all four of us would work for a video game company in a heartbeat.
Just maybe not that
However-
one.
Yeah, exactly.
Quantic Dream is
Not
like one
them.
of the only places I would turn it down. Like,
Oh,
Just
yeah.
say no.
I'll keep my barista job.
Yeah,
Thank
exactly. Yeah. Well,
I think we saw that happen like with Blizzard and
Yeah. That is true.
Ubisoft and Warner Brothers with their game studios, and they all basically had to rebuild from the ground up to
Yeah.
get people to come work for them again.
You
And
still can't talk about Activision Blizzard. Like the word
yeah, no, they're
Activision
still
Blizzard
Yeah.
is
But-
still, you can't, like, I cringe when I hear the name.
Quick side note though about Activision Blizzard. Things are definitely going to get better, especially with the Microsoft transition now, or the Microsoft
Right.
acquisition, because you know Phil Spencer's going to kick open the door and be like, okay, you're out, you're out, you're out, you're out.
yeah, they're gonna clean house.
Exactly. Maybe that's what Disney needs to do with Quantic Dream. Just be like, either you get rid of all of these people at the top and we'll
this
work
title.
with you, or we'll pull
Mhm.
this title and just cancel it altogether and just rebuild from the ground up with Lucasfilm Games and just have them produce the thing by themselves and
Right.
not
Yeah.
co-publish it.
Yeah, there's no reason why they couldn't.
No. I mean, so let's talk about representation now. Star Wars, especially in recent years, has gotten really, really good with representation. And by really good, I mean with books and comics. Now, in movies, we're getting there.
Not one kiss.
You
One.
did get one kiss.
In the background, live slug reaction.
But, like, in Clone Wars, we had it. In Rebels, we had it.
Yeah.
Even in the Bad Batch, we had it. In Resistance, we've had it. So all other Star Wars media has done very, very well at doing this. I believe The Mandalorian kind of did it, and Book of Boba Fett has kind of done it.
I don't know. I'm
Like,
pretty
they've hinted.
I'm pretty
They've
suspect
hinted.
of Cobb Vanth.
Oh, Cobb Vanth, yeah.
I just
I'm pretty
we
suspect
gotta
of Cobb.
Pedro Pascal retweeting or sharing on Instagram the fan art of him and Cobb. I was just like,
Yeah, that was.
I
so
loved
funny.
that.
That was so funny. He put it on his Instagram story.
Yeah.
Like he didn't just like it; he chose for it to be
him
there.
and him and
this was
Oscar
before all of
Isaac.
this.
Yeah.
Him and Oscar Isaac are
Yeah,
just
Oscar
they're
Isaac,
trying
too.
to get the gays into Star Wars,
and
and
Mark
we're all here
Hamill.
for it.
Mark Hamill, I remember, he just tweeted like the word "gay"
Yeah.
like
Oh,
100
Gay,
times.
gay, 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 gay,
Yeah.
rainbow
I love Mark
emoji.
Hamill.
And then I believe it was Ben Shapiro that was like trying to get into a Twitter war with him.
Yeah,
And like
and
Ben Shapiro is just like, oh, I guess I have to be a mind reader or something. And then Mark's like, guess what finger I'm holding up?
yeah, and then Ben deleted the tweet. I think it's just
Mhm.
completely.
I mean, if you
dunked
got
on him.
owned on Twitter by Luke Skywalker, wouldn't you
Yeah.
delete the tweet too?
I would delete
Actually,
my
I
account.
Right? Yeah, I would like cancel my internet subscription.
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
we're
change
done.
my name and
No more
move to
internet.
a
At that
different
point,
country.
at that point you have to live off the grid for the rest of
Exactly.
your life.
Yeah.
You have to go Kenobi.
Yeah. Oh,
You have to
yeah.
go
Literally,
Kenobi.
go on Tatooine.
Exactly. But Kenobi at least knows what's going on in the galaxy. Like with this, you would have no connection outside.
Yeah.
But Alphabet Squadron is a perfect example of like what we've gotten with LGBTQ representation, and the High Republic is an even more perfect example because
Yeah, Midnight Horizon was.
I mean Midnight Horizon was
That's
a
a very queer
spicy
book.
book.
way more like I'm pretty sure that there weren't any straight couples in Midnight Horizon, but there were like 3 or 4 gay couples.
There were a couple bisexual couples, I think, in Midnight Horizon.
Were there?
Too.
I think the only person I think that they haven't hinted at being queer from that book was Reef, because he always has the girl
Oh, poor
crushes.
Reese, yeah. I don't know. I'm still
Too
holding
far.
out.
I
I'm
don't
still
know
holding out
about-
for Belle Reese.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, Belle Reef would be cute. We need to see them
Ram-
interact.
Ram,
Yeah,
we
they haven't
don't
interacted.
know.
Ram, we
we
don't know.
really know.
I think if anything, Ram would lean
Ram's a
towards
baby.
Ace.
Yeah.
Ram's a baby. Ram doesn't know what sex is.
Ram,
Ram just likes droids.
yes.
He's preoccupied with like building things. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't care about people.
So,
Not in a weird way.
I will say this, Aubrey. You're going to meet some very wonderful characters in the High Republic.
I'm so excited.
One of them is Ram Jamaram, who
He's canonically the best boy in the galaxy.
He's
he
baby.
really is. Everybody wants to protect this kid, like regardless, like of what he does. Everybody wants to protect this kid.
He can do no wrong.
And I will say this isn't really a spoiler for Midnight Horizon, but this is like the best scene. And I think we all joked about this. There's a scene in the book where they do a sting operation and Ram has the most ridiculous accent ever. And
It's like Russian and German at the same
it's
time.
amazing.
There was like a
And
bit of French in
Reith,
there.
yes, and Reith looks at him and he's just like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Like, just he's like, what the hell are you doing? And Ram's just like, I got this, man.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
but
nothing if not confident.
oh yeah. But like even
love.
like we confirmed that Stellan, Elzar, and Avar are bi, at least bi.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
There's been smooching going on there.
yeah. Lorna D is at least bi.
Oh yeah, because
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because of Tempest Runner.
Tempest Runner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tempest Runner is
These
so
aren't
good.
spoilers. These really aren't spoilers.
I think Markion's pretty straight though.
Markion's pretty straight.
If
don't know,
only
Markion-
because we gotta have one villain that's not queer coded.
Yeah.
I don't know.
get me
Markion gives
started
me
on
like
Markion.
Ace vibes, and he's just like using Gyrostaros is the thing.
Dude.
Sorry, you won't
Sorry.
remember. You won't remember.
Yeah, I'll forget.
Yeah. But Vernestra is asexual.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Which-
canonically.
Yep, that's great. I mean,
So is
just-
Leox.
Yep, so is Leox. We know Geode is probably poly because Geode
I
gets
love Geode.
around.
I think
Geode's
Geode's Pan and Polly.
Yeah, Geode is definitely Pan and Poly because that dude gets around. And they even talk about him like he thinks with his, and like they call him out on it.
He's a home wrecker, dude.
Oh, he is. It's great. So
Yeah.
you're
We've got
gonna love
Ty
it.
Yorick.
You're gonna
We've
love
got
it.
all of them.
Ty
Ty
Yorik's,
Yorik's
Ty
bi.
Yorik's bi, yeah.
I love that they
Um,
gave her the purple lightsaber too. Like
Yes.
that was perfect.
Yeah. So, I mean, the High Republic has given us so much representation, and to see
Phantom
all.
Sigh.
Yep.
To say nothing of Lula and Zine.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, because they
The
are
cutest
like.
space affix.
They are. Like, if you're looking for couples goals, they are like couples goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric and Sarah are also both
Yeah.
non-binary.
Yep. They're
Mhm.
non-binary. Cantum
And
Psi is
Cantum Psi.
non-binary. Yeah. So.
And like Cantum Psi is like a main character. Like we had
Yeah.
perspective chapters
yeah.
for them. It's
Yeah. I mean, it's
Best
great to
ever
see.
flashbacks.
Oh yeah. Which that is another great bit in Midnight Horizon. Like
Yeah.
Comac doesn't care what's going on. He just wants to hear Cantum's stories.
Like you were telling me that thing. Keep going. We got time.
Cantum's like, really? While we're being shot at? Okay.
like, come on, I want to know what happens next. But
Like,
the point is, like, yeah, like you said, we've been, especially in the literary world, we've been
Yes.
getting very
Yeah.
good
Yes.
representation.
You
Um,
recently.
us there.
and we've had a couple of trans characters too, because in Lords of the Sith there is a transgender Sith Lord.
In Ronin, there's also a trans man.
Yes,
Yes.
in Ronin there is, and then in
And there's non-binary rep in that one as well.
yes,
And
there
and
is.
of course,
Traveler.
there's also Sister from Queen's Hope,
I was just about to say Sister from Queen's Hope.
the trans clone.
Yes,
Mhm.
and which Queen's Hope we've gotten some LGBTQ, or in the Queen's trilogy,
whole-
I should
yeah.
say.
Yeah.
We've gotten a lot of that representation in there as well. E.K. Johnston even did that in Ahsoka. Like Ahsoka's
Yeah.
bisexual too.
I love E.K. Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I mean, people like, so I'm gonna call out that particular group right now that just hates crap like this. I don't
People
mean
that hate the
crap in
Alphabet Squadron.
yeah. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
mean
it's
crap
crap.
as in negative. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
people that hate talking about stuff like this, especially with Star Wars, because they're like, it's not political, and people like that
It's
don't
too
exist in the
woke.
galaxy. It's too woke, the woke republic, and all this other stuff. Oh, great! I gotta
Like,
take care of this Russian bot first.
It's like grow up.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, at that point, it's go outside and touch some grass.
Yeah. I feel like if you're ignoring it, you're kind of contributing to the problem.
You really are. I mean, the hashtag not my Star Wars. No one cares. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you can tell me that Star Wars isn't supposed to be political when the original trilogy is like one of the most political things I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, And they're like, oh well, the Empire's not racist and xenophobic, and yet they talk about how the Empire hated people like Thrawn.
Like
Yeah.
George
Yeah.
Lucas said that they were space Nazis. Like he said that. Those
Yeah.
are his words.
Yeah,
Yep.
I
The
mean,
Empire is space Nazis.
I'm sorry, but if you're getting upset about a series of movies, television shows, books, and comics about space wizards tackling modern day stuff, you need to find another fandom and you need to get the hell out.
Star Wars. People who call Star Wars apolitical just confuse
Gosh.
me.
They
They
just
have
don't
Yeah.
get it.
Lucas,
absolutely
Kennedy
no
pushing
critical
a-
thinking skills.
Kathleen Kennedy pushing a political agenda.
I can't believe Kathleen Kennedy put a spin
Yeah,
in A New Hope.
yeah.
No,
They will
Kathleen
blame.
Kennedy just broke everything.
Yes, they will blame Kathleen Kennedy every single second of the day. And yet, like, they blame her for that. Don't praise her at all when it comes to The Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett, which
Nope.
they love
Except for the
because,
spin. They don't
yeah,
like the spin.
yeah.
No,
Oh, well,
no
yeah,
spin.
yeah. And Kenobi
Spin
No,
don't
rules
like,
like
Star Wars.
lightsaber
Hashtag
spins now.
hashtag Spingate.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh,
no,
God,
no
that
spins,
spin.
no zippers on their
That
motor
No
jackets.
yeah.
Yes.
No color for motorcycles either.
Yes, yes. Go
Mm-mm.
Go Vespa Rangers was the worst
I'm
thing
gonna
ever.
tell you right now why this is everything that George Lucas wanted to avoid.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Tinfoil
The
hat.
tinfoil hat has arrived.
That's when you know it's getting good.
Yes.
You know, Kathleen Kennedy is the one who made Obi-Wan spin in A New Hope. I read it
Oh.
on
What
Anyway.
deep fake website did you read that on?
Oh, you know, there was this guy's YouTube channel. Every one of his thumbnails has Brie Larson in it for some reason. I,
Look, we stand Brie
Shots
Larson in this
fired.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do too. I love Captain
Brie
Marvel.
Larson is Avar Chris 2023. Let's make it happen.
Okay. Like Brie
Well,
Larson
that wouldn't
as
piss anyone
young
off.
Avar Chris to me. I would love Jodie Whittaker as Avar
Jodie
Chris.
Whittaker is the one that I really want.
But in the novels right now, Avar's supposed to be like mid 30s, and Brie Larson I
yeah.
think is the same age as me, so she's like 33,
Yeah.
34. So
Yeah, I'm
she could do
30.
it.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I'm 35. Yeah.
yeah,
So
let's let people play their actual ages.
I mean, I would love that. I mean, I would just love to see an older
know,
Avar
Jodie-
played by Jodie Whittaker because she's amazing.
She would be phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah, she also has the look, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just want Brie Larson in a Star Wars.
Yeah, I want Brie Larson in a Star Wars too.
as soon
Spin.
as we get the news, Brie Larson cast in Star Wars.
The Civil War in Lucasfilm continues.
Isn't she like a big fan of Star Wars too?
Brie
Yes,
Larson?
she's a
Yeah.
huge
Yeah.
fan.
Oh yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
this is breaking. I just got the news that George Lucas is returning and he's ousting
Oh
Brie
my
Larson and he's gonna make the sequels and everything Disney an
Okay.
alternate timeline.
Oh, is that what's gonna happen?
It's going to be the new expanded universe,
Yeah, it's gonna
like
be the new
Legends
expanded
2.
universe.
The Filoni verse or the Favreau verse. I mean, we've gotten way off topic here, but we haven't really because because of this group constantly just
Was that the tinfoil?
that
No.
was
Just
the
saw like tinfoil fall.
No, it wasn't tinfoil.
That was tinfoil.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
What was that?
Sky is falling.
Whatever. Chicken Little over here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna start calling you
didn't see
Chicken Little
anything.
from now on.
I'm not the one who said the sky was falling. I'm denying. I'm Chicken Little's dad.
Wow, flat earther.
I just used my powers of observation.
Yeah. So, but we have to call out that group because of them like saying, well, I don't want this in my Star Wars. Star Wars has never talked about stuff like this or anything like that. They were the same people that got upset about a black stormtrooper.
Yes.
And then they got pissed off when they didn't make him a Jedi.
Raise a Mary Sue.
Yeah, and then yeah, I'm sorry, Luke Skywalker learned all of his crap in the 15 minutes, and you accepted him as a Jedi. Okay.
Luke Lucas.
Yeah.
No correlation. Definitely couldn't be
Yeah.
a Mary Sue.
No. But we're okay with that, and we're okay with Anakin like not knowing the Force or what that
Mhm.
is either. And we're okay with metachlorians, but when Rey comes into the picture and she Jedi mind tricks that stormtrooper at Starkiller Base, we get upset about that.
To go after like the 5th attempt, but like to
But
go
still,
even
she
further.
did it.
Yeah, exactly. These are the same people who endlessly trashed the prequels until
Oh, yeah.
until the sequels came out, and they retroactively were like, "Oh, actually, the prequels were great. This is
Yeah.
bad."
And you know what?
We have something different to hate now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And in
they'll get
another.
over it in a few years.
Oh, yeah, exactly, Aubrey. I was just about to say that.
They
As you
put
get,
Sorry.
yeah, as you get more sequel trilogy content, because let's face it, Clone Wars shut all those haters up.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Clone Wars shut all those haters up. Once you get more sequel trilogy content, it's going to shut all of them up, and they're going to be like, "Oh well, I was always a fan of the sequel trilogy." Really?
like-
Can we go back to your YouTube channel
Yeah,
where
like
you bash
they
Kathleen Kennedy?
endlessly
Attacking you in the
trashed.
comments over you calling Rey a Skywalker. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
Like, they
Rey is a
endlessly trashed-
Skywalker.
They endlessly trashed Hayden Christensen. They endlessly trashed George
yeah.
Lucas himself. They're like, "Oh, he's lost it. This sucks."
We didn't
This-
bully Kelly Marie Tran.
Oh no, we didn't bully her and Daisy Ridley off of Instagram and Twitter.
Oh,
Couldn't possibly have been us.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Luna, but like it's the
You're
same.
good,
You're
like-
right. It's the same people that trashed Hayden Christensen and Lucas, and Joan McGregor was the best thing in the prequels, which is true. He is the best
Fair.
actor in those three movies. However, Hayden brings it in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah.
brings it in that movie.
He put everything into
Yeah.
that
Oh
performance.
yeah, and he's fantastic. I don't care what you say. Hayden Christensen is amazing.
I just think perhaps George Lucas shouldn't write dialogue.
No,
Yeah.
that is true.
Well,
That
yeah.
is true.
Yeah.
But
Just the dialogue's almost as dry as that
I-
Tatooine sand.
I do think that George Lucas is an
That's
amazing director. Perhaps his writing could use a bit of.
I
He
don't
should have
like
asked Carrie
sand.
Fisher for some help.
I don't like sand. It's
Carrie,
rough.
Carrie could have script doctored that and been like
Of
a totally
course.
different movie.
It gets everywhere. Not like here.
But like, I love the
Here,
prequels,
everything
and
is
but like the
good.
thing is that I always loved the
whole
prequels, and I
monologue.
was bullied about it.
Yeah, but I mean, like they talk about the political agenda, and yet they don't realize that all of the prequels and
The
Clone
prequels were
Wars
practically a
all
political
politics.
Mhm.
The prequels and the Clone Wars are practically a political thriller. Like
Yeah,
it's
they really are. So going back to the representation,
it's about the
here-
rise of fascism.
Yes, it is. So going back to representation here, well, even Vi Marati is, I think, on that asexual spectrum as well.
Yes, she's
because-
confirmed ace.
Yes. Because like I believe it's is it the farmer kid that
No,
talks to her
it's,
about it? Or is it the
It's
recruiter?
Archex. It's
Archex,
Archex,
that's
the
right.
the former stormtrooper
That's
captain
right.
who like thinks they're getting kind of close and tries to make a move, and she's like, "Not like I like you, but not like that."
Yeah, that's right. It is Archex.
Yeah.
Which, if you haven't read
I'm an
Black
Archex
Spire,
stan.
you need to. Oh, I love Archex too.
I'm working on it.
Oh, it's so good, Luna.
It's
You're
on my
gonna
list.
love
but
it.
My
Yes.
my ever growing list of Star Wars things I
would-
need to read.
So, I think we covered this okay, or were we all over the place?
Both.
Both.
Uh,
Do we have any final thoughts on this before we move into Kenobi?
I have one. I have
Yeah,
one.
go ahead.
So, blah. Sorry, my brain froze.
It's okay.
No, I think with we've seen so many actors pressing for it. We've seen Oscar Isaac and John Boyega both kind of like openly campaigning to make their characters an item, and then they wouldn't. And I'm like, I feel like part of that is the studio not wanting to stand up to foreign standards because they know that the movies won't be shown there.
Yep.
But at the same time, I'm like, how much money did you make at the box office everywhere else? Like,
Yeah.
would it have changed that much if you didn't show it there or you gave them an edited version? Like, everyone in, countries where we can get that content, like, it's doing a huge disservice to representation in other areas.
It really is.
So yeah, I hope they remove their heads from those places
Yeah,
and get that figured out.
because yeah, and here's the thing. Poe Dameron being gay does not affect him as a pilot.
No,
Mm.
no.
You can still think he's the most amazing pilot in the galaxy and still love that character. He's gay. That's fine. It's fine. I mean, well, he's been pushing for it. He wanted him and Finn to get together. Sorry, my
Like
voice is
anyone,
really off
Yeah.
with that.
I was rooting
anyone
for
who's
Finn and Poe.
seen
Yeah.
that scene with them on the tarmac in Force Awakens, like the
When they
camera
hug.
spin and the
Yeah.
lip fight, when he's like, "Oh, keep it. It looks better on you."
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
not a straight gesture. Like that's
was
I'm
flirt.
interested in you. That was flirting.
Light
Hands
slug
down.
reaction.
I mean, but you see him flirt with Zori a little bit too. I mean, if anything, I mean, I'm all for them making him gay. I'm all for them making Poe gay. If they want to make him bi too, that's fine too. I'm okay with
I
that.
have a thing to add from the.
Yeah.
Has anyone read Free Fall?
I have
Alex
not read
Nagora's
Free
book.
Fall. I heard
So
it's
it
amazing.
goes a little into their backstory, and like they make out a little bit, but he like definitely confirms that he's not that into her.
Oh,
So I think that was the author's subjective little way of like
Yeah.
yeah,
saying that he still he agrees with Oscar.
nice. But even Aftermath, I mean, as much as I don't like those books, Aftermath gave us a few gay characters, and plus Daniel even brought those two characters in to Last Shot from Aftermath.
There's some folks in Squadrons too.
Yeah,
who
yeah,
I think were
Squadrons
in
has it
Alphabet
too.
Squadron.
Yeah, or Alphabet. Yeah,
Yeah.
Alphabet Squadron. Yeah, so
Alphabet Squadron is it's like basically the full squadron almost.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I was trying to think
Yep.
Nath Tenzin, but no, he's yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I just want to say this. Disney, do better. Just do better. You know better, do better. Bring us the representation that we want. I mean, even me as a straight white male, it doesn't bother me. Like I don't care. I mean, I care that people are being represented. Like it's, represent everybody. It's fine. Do it. I'm
Tiny bisexual me would have killed for this book at 13.
exactly. Exactly. And that book, how many kids are going to read that book and discover themselves through those characters in that book?
Yeah.
How many kids are reading the High Republic right now and discovering themselves in these characters? So, Disney, do better and listen to your talent. Listen to the people that are upset right now. Listen to people like Justina Ireland and E.K. Johnston and Alex Segura and um Luna, the creator of the Owl House. I'm sorry, I'm blanking.
Dana Terrace.
Yes, thank you. Listen to Alex Hirsch. Listen to all of these people. They know, I mean,
And
and listen to us. Go ahead.
I just want to say big kudos to everyone at Disney who spoke out in the last few
Yes.
days, knowing that it was possibly their jobs on the line and
Excuse
they
me,
didn't
yes.
care. They had to say it anyways. So
Yeah.
that was incredibly brave.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we're gonna shift into Kenobi here, and as we shift into Kenobi,
Like the
Rick-
shifting sands of Tatooine.
ooh,
That was a good one.
are we narrating Days of Our Lives now? Like,
Yes,
yeah,
always.
yeah, there we go. No, I'm your twin. No, so let's just, should we just dive right into this, or is there anything else we want to talk about before Kenobi? No,
Oh,
Luna, you okay over there?
I'm good.
Okay.
Is that Spotchka?
I don't know. YouTube will never find out.
Oh my god.
It's definitely water.
Yes.
Can't
That's what
demonetize
we're
me
gonna
if you
cut.
don't know what's in the bottle, YouTube.
Actually, they would demonetize me, but I'm not making any money on this channel, so it's okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Even though I'm pretty sure an ad probably plays in front of this thing. Okay, so a little known TV show is about to hit our screens in May. I believe it's the 25th. This is actually going to be the sequel to the Book of Boba Fett, the Cookbook of Captain Rex.
Mhm.
Um,
I can't wait to see what he makes.
yeah, exactly. It's going to be like a Julia Child-esque show.
Okay, I would pay. You joke, but having Tamura Morrison doing a Julia Child-esque
That would be
show in
amazing.
characters, Captain
You
Rex.
have to take the chicken. Anyway, so Kenobi's about to hit our screens here in a little bit, and
Kenobi!
Kenobi! And we finally got a trailer. We knew this thing was
Finally.
filming. We knew this thing was filming. We finally got a trailer, and pardon my language, holy shit. This thing is beautiful.
Oh yeah.
This
So-
trailer is gorgeous.
I gotta say, as somebody whose like favorite addition to Star Wars in the last 10 years is the Inquisitors, I had a freaking field day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So before we get into this, and Jamie, Sith Queen from Discord, if you're watching this, I'm going to mention your name right now. I know how excited you are to see Hayden back as Anakin because we know we're getting those Clone Wars flashbacks. That was not Anakin with his mask off. That was an Inquisitor. That's an Inquisitor.
Which one?
One
Grand
of my
Inquisitor.
Discord members thinks
yeah.
that was Anakin with his mask off. I was like, Anakin would be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's my boy, the Grand Inquisitor, aka
God, I wish they brought Jason Isaacs back to play him.
Yeah,
I
that's
do
fair.
too.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a trailer for something else yesterday, the Good Sam or something on
Yeah.
Paramount, whatever, one of those things. And I was like, that's what he was busy doing, where he
He's
can be the
he's
Inquisitor.
played by Rupert Friend, although I guess he'd be Rupert Foe in this show.
Get out. Oh wait, we're almost to the time where Luna's Discord's gonna crash, so
Oh no. Wait.
So let's get into this here. This trailer is gorgeous. This trailer is amazing. We get Duel of the Fates in such a profound way in this show. Aubrey, it looks like you're about to like just start shedding tears because of this.
When Duel of the Fates came on, like I felt my soul leave my body.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. So we're gonna go around and just get your thoughts on the trailer, and then we're gonna break it down spoiler wise. I'm gonna go with Audrey, then I'm gonna go with Luna, then I'll do Lavender, and then we'll go with mine. So, Aubrey, your thoughts outside of your soul leaving your body for Duel of the Fates.
I mean, that was me the whole trailer, but
Yeah.
it was beautiful. Like just seeing him again, and like seeing Ewan McGregor back was just like it was amazing. Mini Luke was in it.
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool. At the end, I don't know if everyone heard like Vader breathing a little
Yes.
bit.
Yes.
That like made me like freak out because the tears were flowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The tears were flowing. Yeah.
It's so good. Luna, go ahead.
Yes. Hi. So it was really good. I enjoyed a lot of. I really liked it, and the Inquisitors were obviously my favorite part because I really enjoy them. The Inquisitors, I like them a lot, and we saw. I think that was Fifth Brother. We saw the Grand Inquisitor.
Yes.
We saw a few new Inquisitors. One of them looked like a Thalothian.
Mhm.
Thalothian, which has become one of my favorite species recently after the High Republic, because we have a few Thalothians in it that I really like. Indira Stokes, Ty Yorick, shout out to them. Um, there's also there's also that other woman, Reva is her
Yes.
name, Inquisitor Reva, and she my theory for her is that I think that she's gonna have sort of an arc of coming back to the light,
Okay.
especially because we saw at one point there was in that alleyway there was a Jedi hideout or something. There was
Mhm.
there was the Jedi symbol etched into the wall, and she was we saw her running her fingers over it,
Yeah.
and I think that that's sort of gonna be an arc for her, even if she doesn't fully turn, even if she dies. I think it's going to be a story of her sort of coming back to the light, maybe aided by Obi-Wan,
Mhm.
which would be really cool, and it'd be this really cool inverse
Mhm.
of Obi-Wan bringing someone back from the darkness rather than sort of accidentally helping them towards the
Mhm.
darkness as he did with Anakin, sort of a redemption for Obi-Wan as well.
Yeah.
I just have a lot of thoughts on this trailer and the show. And I also think that Ewan,
Ewan McGregor.
yeah, I don't know how he grew a beard that fast. We saw him in Birds of Prey a few years ago, and he had no facial hair, but now he's got a really big.
Yeah, the
It
beard
takes
looks
that long
great.
to grow
Yeah.
Yeah.
facial hair.
I mean,
The
this
bird
this
look.
took me about a month.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what? That's fair. With how much I have to shave to keep any semblance of femininity, it it's rough. So yeah, I guess I can see that. Also, Hayden Christensen is pretty cool,
Mhm.
and I wish we'd seen him, but also I'm glad we didn't because we can
Yeah.
sort of save that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Lavender, go ahead.
Same with the soul leaving my body the first time I watched it, and also in subsequent viewings. I was like, I was the perfect age for the prequels when they came out. I was in sixth grade when episode one came out. So like I am who these are made for, because Star Wars is absolutely for kids. So like, seeing you in again as Obi-Wan, I was just like, and I'm glad too that we didn't see Hayden. I hope that we don't see him until the actual episode. Like I think it'll be a lot more impactful that way.
Fun
Um,
fun fact. Uh, I wasn't the age I was when episode one came out. I was actually conceived the same month, so pretty much for me too.
There
I
you
was
go.
conceived the same month that the Phantom Menace came out, so one could say
That's
that I'm the ultimate Star Wars fan.
as
All
long
right,
as it
please
wasn't
go
in that
on.
ticket line.
Please go on.
that
No,
was a
actually, they were
long ticket
watching.
line.
This is real. They were
Yeah.
watching Lethal Weapon 2. This is real.
Oh
Okay.
no.
We'll save that for the after hours show. Luna,
Yeah, what's up?
yeah, just we'll save that for the after hours show, okay?
Okay.
Okay. You just chill out. Any other thoughts, Lavender?
Yes, I'm also very, very stoked to see live action Inquisitors.
Yes.
They're like one of my favorite parts of our new expanded universe, essentially with the off movie screen.
Yes.
I love Rebels. Fallen Order is like one of my favorite games, so I'm so excited. I can't wait to see. I want to see if they really get like the helicopter blade. I want to see if they fly.
Yes. Let's do it.
We
So yeah,
Yeah. This.
didn't we
Hmm?
also see an Inquisitor in Visions?
yes, in
Yes.
the
There.
TOB
The
one
robot boy, the
episode.
one with the
Yeah.
Mhm.
robot
In,
boy.
the
Toby.
Toby. Yeah. Toby's
Yes.
episode. Yeah. Um. This trailer. I've watched it like 20 times already. Like I know people have watched it a lot more than I have, but I've watched this thing like 20 times, and every single time I just like get more and more goosebumps because I'm like just trying to point everything out and just dissect every little thing.
Mhm.
That I love this, and like Ewan McGregor was born to play Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Absolutely.
He is, if anybody can honor Alec McGuinness playing Obi-Wan Kenobi, it's Ewan McGregor. He's just perfect in this role. I'm so happy we didn't see Hayden because I hope we don't see Hayden until that episode
Mhm.
because I really feel like trailers either don't give a lot away or they give too much away.
Yeah, definitely.
And like this trailer gave just enough away to like keep me like just to get me psyched for it. Aubrey, you brought up 9-year-old Luke Skywalker sitting on the hovel and like pod racing
Yeah.
or flying. And I believe Lavender, were you the one that shared the tweet about what if he saw hollows of his dad pod racing as a kid?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I didn't retweet it, I at least saw one
Yeah.
of that nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
might
reminded
just
me
need
a
to
lot of
hear.
Anakin.
Oh,
I love the theory
absolutely.
that those are his goggles.
And
Yeah.
I hope that's
I
true.
still hope they are.
I hope
But they were
that's
just hanging
true.
around at the homestead.
And like he used them to pilot the T-16 Skyhopper. Like I think that would be incredible. Seeing the homestand or seeing the homestead, I every time I see that homestead, like my heart just skips a beat because
Mhm.
I love that place so much.
And you always have to wonder, though, when's it going to actually be the last time that we see it?
And I don't want to think about that.
Like, I thought Revenge of the Sith was the last time we were
Yeah,
going to see
me
it.
too.
And then we have Rise of Skywalker and we saw
Mhm.
it again. And now we're going back
Yeah, and I
before
think
it got marshmallowed.
yeah, before it did get marshmallowed. That's
Marshmallowed.
correct.
Toasted, you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah,
They set it on fire.
yeah. It was a little toasty.
A little toasty.
Yeah. Can I just say
Before it got-
Joel Edgerton looks fantastic as Owen.
Yep.
Mm.
That was a
Uh,
great casting, even way
yes,
back then.
absolutely. Can't wait to see it. We didn't see much of the cast for this show, which I think is great as well because I want to be surprised when people show up. Now I have a feeling Kamal Nanjiani is actually going to be the droid that you
I think
see.
so.
Yeah.
Yep.
It would go with the sort of trend of comedians being cast as the droids.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really say Alan Tudyk's a comedian, but yeah, I mean he's funny enough to be a droid. And then of course Phoebe Waller Bridges is a comedian, so you know, and she was perfect as
Yes.
L3. So I have a feeling that Kumal is there. I think the Sun Kang from Fast and the Furious, I think he's going to play one of the Inquisitors.
He's the fifth
Ooh.
brother.
He's the
Yeah,
fifth
he's the fifth
brother.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is confirmed.
That
Okay.
you can tell in the trailer that's him.
Yeah, because it's just the way he's walking and everything. I hope we get helicopter lightsaber blades. I really do. I want to see Inquisitors flying around, and I
I want to
want
see
people to get pissed off that
more than
Inquisitors
anything.
are
I
flying
want to see
around.
dude bros complaining about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
This isn't my Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
Fighting
go outside.
Kathleen
lightsabers
Kennedy.
in my Star
Yeah,
Wars.
Kathleen Kennedy. Kennedy.
Like, no.
Yeah, that's
Blame
exactly what I was
Filoni.
thinking.
Yes,
That's exactly what I was thinking.
blame Filoni.
Blame
Yeah,
Dave.
you know what? Let's blame Dave.
Let's blame Dave.
Let's blame Dave.
Did anyone else see I think this was when Bad Batch was coming out, but there was the Twitter sound. It was like GD Dave.
Oh yeah, yeah. Dave.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
like, someone would post like a clip or something. Like, I love those. I appreciated them very much.
So one of the things in this trailer, this trailer showed us enough of Tatooine as well. I also love Obi-Wan's look without the Jedi robes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, can we just take a moment to appreciate Obi-Wan's look in general? It's great.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
We love
I
Ewan
would-
McGregor.
I gotta tell you, he has aged gracefully.
His hair
Perfect.
too.
Oh, his
He's
hair
always
is
so
gorgeous.
nice.
Yes,
It's glorious.
it is.
I'd say he's in contention with Adam Driver for best Star Wars
Oh,
guy
yeah.
hair.
Yeah. And I will say this, like it's enough between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope Like
Mhm.
that
Yeah, his
hair
little
is like,
mullet thing.
yeah, mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I'd
like
Sorry,
like to
the full
say
Attack of the Clones mullet, but
Yeah.
like it's good transition.
yeah. Go ahead,
I'd like to
Luna.
say two things.
Yeah,
One, I think that he looks like the perfect like transition point between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
absolutely.
About as good as it's gonna get for somebody aging that fast.
Yeah,
Poor
Those
yeah.
Obi-Wan.
Tatooine suns, they do
Yeah, the two.
the
Yeah.
murder on your skin.
Second
Jar
thing
Jar even
is
said
that I want to say I really love the new planet we saw some of, like the Star Wars Hong Kong
Yeah,
sort of place.
yeah.
Looks, I forgot what it's called, but we have a
Um,
name for it. I just
It was
forgot
something
it.
with a D.
Yeah,
But it
I'll
looks
have to look it up
so
again.
cool.
Yeah.
I really like it. It's like a whole new take on a Star Wars big city.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. I don't like I want to see Obi-Wan travel a little bit, but I don't want him to go too far away from Tatooine because like that
Oh,
there we
there
go.
goes Luna.
The Discord just crashed.
I was just about to give a tinfoil hat theory
Yeah.
too.
What's that? I mean, yeah, but here's the thing though, like I want him to just to be like I want it to be like Unforgiven where he plays like the grizzled old gunslinger that doesn't want to be involved. He just has this one task and he just wants to do the one thing and not be bothered. But something's going to go down with Owen Lars where he's going to have to
Mhm.
step in.
Can I give my tinfoil hat theory? I don't have any
Yeah, go
foil,
ahead.
but
I
so
got one right here.
so my
Also, my
thought, the
Discord just
reason
crashed.
we saw we're like, oh, there goes Luna.
Yep.
There we
Right on
go.
time.
Yep, there we go.
It's like clockwork. Set your
Told ya.
watch by it.
So I could see the reason that Obi-Wan is traveling either because he gets word that there is another Jedi in distress somewhere that he needs to help. Also, we obviously see the Inquisitors on Tatooine. That's pretty apparent in the trailers.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past the plot at all for him to be leaving Tatooine to draw attention away from Luke.
Yeah.
Because, he's able to hide his Jedi-ness, but
hmm
Luke might not be able to, so
Yeah. I mean, a kid can't hide themselves from the Force because
no.
especially if they haven't been trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That's a great theory. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see that. But then there's also the line in the trailer too that like the Jedi can't help it, like their code is like an itch.
Yeah.
And like they leave a trail of people that they have to help, which
hmm
we see with in Rebels with Kanan and Ezra.
hmm
Fallen
Such a
Order,
strong
Cal has to
theme.
jump in whenever he needs to.
Yeah.
So
Such a strong theme.
yeah, it really is. It's like you're always still going to be a helper. You're still going to do what's right.
But here's my question here, and Aubrey, I want to ask this question to you first, and then everybody else can jump in here. Um, are you afraid that it's going to be oversaturated with like too many Jedi and too many Force users?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I like seeing all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Luna, you know this take, and Lavender, I believe that you know this feeling that I have as well. I I mean, I'm kind of tired of seeing them because
Yeah.
we got. Don't get me wrong, like the High Republic, I'll read them. I'll read all about them in the High Republic every single day. But like when it comes to these series, like the Book of Boba Fett didn't need Force users.
hmm
You know what I mean? Like,
That
or
is the case.
yeah.
But I would say that this show is about them
No,
rather than
I get
having
it.
them.
Yeah.
I get it, and I'm not like trying to dissuade any facts or dissuade any excitement to seeing Force users again. But when do we get to a point of oversaturation of Force users, especially in a
hmm
show like Kenobi? And Aubrey, do you want to follow up on that, or Lavender, do you want to? Anybody?
I do have a couple of
I-
things.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Lav.
I just didn't want to cut off Aubrey if she had anything.
Oh no, you're fine.
So as far as like the oversaturation of Force users,
Yeah.
I I think if we see anybody new in this series, it will be to see their demise.
Okay. Okay.
Because how by the time we get to A New Hope, it very much seems like it's just Obi-Wan, Luke, and Yoda.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty clear. And there's Jedi that we don't know at this point whether they're alive or dead. Like I think Plo Koon is not confirmed dead.
We saw him blow up, but like it's Filoni.
Right. Quinlan Voss, there was like an article on StarWars.com the other day where
we don't know what happened to Quinlan Voss.
They made a point to like end the article with like his fate after Order 66 is unknown.
Yeah. Because the last time you see him is Dark Disciple, that's it.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get some closure on some of those characters to kind of find out where they are. If they're still alive, I think that they will not make it out of this. And leave Obi-Wan feeling even less hopeful.
And like
Obi.
speaking of Dark Disciple, like we also of course Ventress is alive.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think Ventress is alive. I'm sorry.
Tired Luna is no longer allowed on the show.
I just am expressing my opinion.
No, I mean I get why, but she clearly. Have you read Dark Disciple, Aubrey?
Not yet.
Okay. Spoiler alert.
You're fine.
Yeah, she's clearly dead at the end of that book.
Yeah, she's dead.
Yeah.
She's dead. She's dead.
Unless they decide to retcon it.
Filoni.
Night Sister Necromancy. I don't know.
I mean, Night Sister Marin could have brought her back, for all we know.
Sure. So, no, but I doubt it. I don't think so.
Yeah.
As much as I want Ventress to be alive, I don't think she is.
Oh, great! My
especially
wife has
after
episode Clone Wars on where Kit Fisto's Padawan gets killed by Grievous.
Oh, no. Like especially, I just read Dooku Jedi Lost, so I really want Ventress to be alive.
Yeah.
I still need to read that one. I haven't gotten there yet.
It's so good.
Very good.
So good.
Very good book.
I mean, I'll just say it.
What's that?
Sorry, is Maul alive right now?
So
he's alive, right?
Maul is alive during Kenobi.
Okay.
He's Crimson dawning it up.
Yeah, because their fight doesn't happen until like
Rebels
4 years before A New Hope, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's definitely Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan that he fights with.
Yeah.
I have a bone to pick with everybody. He's like, oh, I bet Maul's going to be in the show. No,
he better not be.
Yeah.
He better not
he's
be
not going to be in the show if it's well written.
He will.
And I'm sorry. For those of you that want to see that fight replicated, just watch the damn show.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense for it to be here.
It was so good in Rebels.
Yeah.
I love how it's like a perfect like samurai standoff too.
Yeah,
like it's over so fast.
3 moves.
Yeah. And
there's so much.
Yeah, but the thing is like I'm super excited to see, because we're gonna see an Obi-Wan that is just like rife with grief and failure and feels this burden to protect Luke Skywalker, and I want to see how we get to the Obi-Wan we get to in Rebels. Like from that point or to that point. And I think we're really going to see that. Now, here's what I'm hoping. I would like to see this, all 6 of these episodes, go over a period of a couple of years. Like where you see Obi-Wan's exile over a few years. If they do it like within like a couple of months of his exile or whatever, it's fine, it's whatever. But like, in order to see the evolution of the character, I think we need to see him through this exile for a number of years.
Well, we're definitely going to get flashbacks, so that'll
help.
We are, and we know he's 9 years into his exile by the point we get to this show. So like, I would love to see this take place over a year or 2. Just in his exile. I mean, like, we're just all over the place on this trailer. It's fine. I should have written notes, but I've had a week.
No, I get you.
Oh, I've got a thing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did anyone else see the potential clone trooper?
Yes.
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 I'm thinking I don't think it's going to be Rex. I think it's going to be Cody.
Mm-mm.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Because the Inquisitor asks, "Where is he?"
Yeah.
And Cody was the last clone trooper with Obi-Wan, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
got to be it.
And Obi-Wan is probably thinking Rex turned on Ahsoka and them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if we get Rex and Cody?
Ooh.
We get like a Parent Trap with Tamara Morrison.
That would be amazing.
Crap.
Where you get two Tims.
Especially like in a flashback,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like them
Well, 'cause
together.
there was the leak about the de-aging of Hayden
Yeah.
for Clone Wars scenes.
Yeah.
So it would make perfect sense if we saw the clone
The fact that
troopers.
they need to
Mhm.
DH Hayden really screws with me.
But Hayden
well,
looks great for his age.
He looks
does.
great,
Mhm.
but he was also supposed to be like in his late teens, early 20s in the Clone
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah.
And he's 40, which is not, he doesn't look old, he looks amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see if they wanted to like, beauty filter the edges a little bit, make them look a little younger.
Yeah.
And we know, I mean, they can do it in a natural way, kind of like what
Oh,
they did
yeah.
with Robert Downey Jr. in whichever Marvel movie that was.
Civil War.
Civil
That
War.
was
Yeah.
Civil
Yeah.
War, yeah.
Yeah, where we saw like the teenage version of him.
Yeah. I mean, and
So.
that looked like teenage Robert Downey Jr. Like
It really
to a
did.
T.
Yeah, the gold standard for de-aging for me is always going to be Samuel L. Jackson in Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
No.
No?
Really?
No?
Michael Douglas and Ant-Man
Yeah, that was
That's
better.
it.
as
I mean,
Hank
they're
Pym.
both good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them are great. All
Yeah.
of them are fantastic.
Point is, we know they've got the technology to actually make it look
We
good
have
and
the
not weird.
technology.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like, I mean, and they'll de-age Ewan a little bit too for
Oh,
these
yeah.
Clone Wars flashbacks.
They'll just dye the gray out.
Oh, they probably did.
Which, I mean, in Revenge of the Sith, he had like the little graying temples.
He
Which
did.
I realize I've got some of those too.
Wait till we meet up. Just wait until we hang out, because you're just gonna see Mr. Fantastic like on the side of my head.
Reed Richards over
Oh
here.
yeah. Oh no, I'm turning into Reed Richards. Like my wife's like, you have so many grays. I'm like, I know. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Thanks, I'm aware.
Yeah. I'm aware. It's because my job stresses me out. Dealing with the fandom menace
Jobs,
makes me
kids.
Every time somebody complains about Kathleen
mad.
Kennedy,
Yeah,
another
gray hair
just-
pops up. Yeah, yeah, that's
You know what?
exactly what happens.
Kathleen Kennedy is dispersing her gray hairs amongst us. If there's anything we can blame her for, it's that she's giving us all grays.
I'm stressed because of Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. But you know what? To keep her looking fabulous, I'll take one
That's
for the
so
team. It's
good.
fine.
Yeah. The
That's
Lucasfilm,
so good.
the Civil War inside Lucasfilm is making me age.
Yep.
Jeez.
I can just
believe
imagine
Kathleen
like
Kennedy.
she gets together with Filoni and Favreau, and they're probably just like laughing at these things.
She's probably like, you two morons. Like, no, I'm kidding. They're not morons.
No.
They're not. I will say this: stop writing things for a little bit. That's all I'm gonna say. But that's for a whole nother topic. Kenobi and de-aging. Because we could get like, okay, the big question here, and Aubrey, I want you to answer this question first.
Okay.
Qui-Gon Jinn's coming back, right?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
100%.
Yes.
He's such an important part of like Kenobi's story. And didn't Yoda like at the end of one of them tell him he was going to teach him how to like talk to him or something?
Yeah,
Revenge of the
it's a
Sith.
Revenge
Yeah.
of the Sith. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And you've got to bring back Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If he came back
If
for
it's
Clone
only-
Wars, he'll come
Yeah.
back for this.
Yeah.
You know it.
If it's only a voice and you can't get Liam Neeson, just get the guy who did Master and Apprentice. Sounds
Oh,
exactly
Jonathan
like him.
Davis. Oh
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Jonathan
he does.
Davis.
He
Mhm.
does a really
Sounds
good
fantastic.
Qui-Gon.
exactly like I'm reading it right now. Sounds exactly like him.
He's fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic as Qui-Gon. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, but this is the thing here. Like, I want to see Force Ghost Qui-Gon talking to Obi-Wan. Like, I need to
Mhm.
see that
Yeah.
because like they even make a point from a certain point of view novel. Like Obi-Wan is talking to Qui-Gon before he goes and rescues Luke in the
Yeah.
Dune Sea.
Mhm.
So like I need to see this. And it's such a huge missed opportunity if they don't do this.
Mhm.
You know what I
Absolutely.
think? You
What's
know what I
that?
think? I think that I think that maybe it's going to be an arc in this show of Obi-Wan trying to commune with Qui-Gon and failing for a while. And then
Okay.
eventually he's going to be able to like find some kind of peace within himself and be able to talk to him, and it'll be a
I
big
can
moment.
I can see that. I can see that too.
I just don't think he's going to start off with the ability to do it. I think that's something that
Yeah.
he's too imbalanced to be able to do that.
I think he's gonna be. This is a Obi-Wan that has cut himself off mostly from the Force. Like we're
Yeah.
probably gonna get Last Jedi Luke
Mhm.
vibes with this
Mhm.
Obi-Wan at the beginning of the show, which I'm more than okay with.
Yes.
Drinking
Because
bantha milk from the source.
yeah, hey,
The milk from the source.
why not? Um,
Anybody who knows me knows The Last Jedi is my favorite. So
I mean,
I'm
but
just
that to me is my favorite Luke Skywalker. Last Jedi
yeah.
Luke Skywalker is my
Mhm.
favorite version of Luke.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, with the branch, yeah, yeah. My wife just did the force thing, and like with the
I love
Love
branch.
that
that
scene.
scene.
That's the
So
force. You
much.
feel
That
that?
scene is so great. He's like, reach out, touch it, go ahead.
I also feel like that's just peak Mark Hamill,
Oh,
like
it
in
I
that
is.
love
scene.
Oh,
It is.
again, I love Mark Hamill.
Like
And
you
you
could
know
see
what?
him doing that in real life to somebody.
And you know what? That's the funniest Luke Skywalker has ever been in a movie too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and I want that with this Obi-Wan, like
Yeah.
because like Obi-Wan, like he's like a legend in the Clone Wars. Like throughout the Clone
Yeah.
Wars, he's a legend, and it's like it parallels that Luke Skywalker thing where Luke
Mhm.
was this legendary hero and he ultimately failed. Well, Obi-Wan ultimately failed too. And this is him. Let's say it's how Obi-Wan got his groove back. Like I mean, I
Yeah.
guess like
I
that's
love
how.
that
Yeah,
parallel.
yeah. But I mean, that's what this is going to be essentially. Um,
Yeah.
any other thoughts on this trailer as we go through
I'm
this?
I'm just so excited. I can't even
Yeah.
really form coherent
Yeah.
thoughts
I
as
mean,
I've demonstrated.
so what other Jedi do you think we could get? Because I really think we're going to get a lot of Clone Wars flashbacks,
I think we
especially
could
in the
see
first few
Ahsoka.
episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I would
If
Ahsoka.
kind of be
if
surprised if
Filoni
they don't.
if Filoni's involved, I think we're gonna get Plo Koon.
I would love to see Plo Koon, with James Arnold Taylor doing the voice.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's see.
Ahsoka would be interesting. Aubrey, you did bring up Ahsoka as well, or or Lavender, you did. Somebody brought up Ahsoka. Um, and you're right. That's kind of a miss if we don't do that. I could see Yoda
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
I think we'll see Yoda probably communicating with Ben
yeah,
Ben Kenobi.
Yeah.
yeah.
I wonder if we'll see him using the Ben name. I guess we will.
I would love to
Yeah.
see that. I would love
Yeah.
to see if he just goes by Ben, like being on Tatooine. He's just like, no, my name's Ben.
As far as other not Jedi, but other Force sensitives, I think there's a strong chance we'll see Leia, a young
Mhm.
Leia, because we
Yeah,
know that Jimmy Smits is playing Bale.
that's right.
Oh
Um,
And he
yeah.
will have to go to Alderaan. Yeah, I think you called it, honey. Like he is gonna have to go to
yeah,
Alderaan at some
Mhm.
point.
yeah, I would be like I don't think there's any point in putting Bale in it if there's not going to be a scene with him and Leia.
Yeah.
And I want to see Bale's wife too, because like the only
Oh,
content
yeah,
that we've really gotten with her was that Leia novel,
yeah,
that
and
Columbia
just
That's
the
such
Claymore.
a good
couple little
book.
scenes in Revenge of the Sith where we see
Yeah.
her holding
Mhm.
Leia.
Exactly. I could also see Mon Mothma being in the show as well.
I mean, they've got an actress that looks just like her, so
I mean, yeah, she was in
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she was the same actress who played her in episode 3 as well.
Yeah,
So she's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
been carrying on the last 17, 18 years playing
yeah.
her.
There's no way that they couldn't put her in there.
I just have to say that makes me feel really old realizing it's been that long since episode 3 came out
Yeah.
because it came out the day I graduated from high school.
2005.
Same here.
Oh, wow.
Same here, Lavender.
It's
We're the
like,
same age.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I didn't graduate till 2018.
I gotta tell you, going back to what you said about the Lars homestand and seeing it for the last time,
Mhm.
like, I thought that was the last Star Wars movie we would ever get.
Yeah.
Big same.
I thought
Big
that
same.
was it. Like, that's why I went and saw it like 8 times in theaters.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I have to go. Um, because we didn't know. We didn't know. We knew that they were still going to do comics and books and stuff, but
Mhm.
we wanted
That's, I
more
mean, we were
stories.
still getting new Jedi Order and stuff at that
Yeah,
point. Like it was
we were.
still Legends
Hmm.
when Legends wasn't Legends yet. It was just other stuff in the universe.
Don't
Yeah.
even get me started on that. Please don't even get me
Look,
started on
look.
that.
I have read every new Jedi Order book at least twice. So
Yeah, that was a long series too.
it was a long series. I owned all of them too.
Wow.
In a roundabout way, that is like how I came into my career as a librarian, actually, because I spent so much time at the library trying to get hold of those books because I had to
Yeah.
fight for them with all the old men in the community that were also trying to get them.
No, I
I was
gotta
like,
see what happens.
I was like the only teenage girl that was like trying to, get my hands on Star Wars books. And I was like, I'm gonna be first on the hold queue.
Were they
Make
like,
friends with the librarians.
were those old guys like, you're a girl, you don't know what happens, get away?
For the most part in my life, that's what I've experienced. But one of my like prized possessions, I have a copy of the Matthew Stover Revenge of the Sith book that my
Nice.
uncle gave me for my high school graduation, which I did not read until after I'd seen the movie. It's a first edition, and my
Nice.
uncle inscribed it with like a note to like always choose light over dark. And I was just like, that's pretty great. And he's the one that
That
introduced
is-
me to Star Wars.
That's awesome. Yeah, Luna.
So
Is the Revenge of the Sith novelization any good? Should I read that?
Yes. Yes.
it's amazing.
Yes.
Okay. Just add it to
Do
the
it
list.
right now.
I will
Okay.
I
Don't
will
go to
say
sleep.
this.
Stay up another 21 hours and read it.
Yeah. Luna, I will say this. Read every novelization of the Star Wars movies. Like
Mhm.
even the
Well,
sequel
that adds like
trilogy.
9 things
Yeah.
to my list.
No, but no, and read Rogue One and read Solo. Those novelizations are fantastic as well.
Yeah, Solo is one of my
I'm out of-
favorites.
Yes.
I'm out of
Solo's
audio.
So good.
I'm out of Audible credits.
Yeah. I would
Go
also
to your library. Get on Libby.
I would also suggest if you're gonna read one of the story movies first, do Rogue One first and then read Solo. Because
Mhm.
Alexander Freed writes the hell out of that Rogue One novel.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
Jonathan
he-
Davis also does the Revenge of the Sith audiobook.
he does so
Yes.
many of them.
Yes, he's great.
Awesome.
I believe Mark Thompson has done the more recent stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And I love Mark Thompson, so
yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
His solo, you could just tell he was having a blast doing the solo
Oh yeah,
one. Like that one is such a
he
fun
did the
book.
solo one.
Yeah, he did the solo one, and it's great.
Oh, there's so much Star Wars
Yeah.
I have to read.
Yeah,
I just
and
want to point out
that's
too that
thing.
the Queen's Shadow, Queen's Peril, Queen's Hope, the narrator for those is Catherine Tabor.
Yep.
Who she is the voice of Padme in Clone Wars and Leia in Rebels.
Yeah.
So it's so great to listen to that.
And like when she talks as Padme, like you think it's Padme talking.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I don't even think of Natalie Portman anymore. I just think of Catherine Tabor as Padme. Oh, and that's another thing. Are we going to get Padme Amidala in flashbacks in Kenobi?
Natalie Portman's been
I hope
awfully
so.
quiet.
Well, she has been filming Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, that's true. You know what? She's too jacked up right now to play Padme. Have you seen her arms?
She
I
has
heard
some
Padme.
guns.
Yeah.
I
She-
heard Padme Amidala has an 8-pack.
Yeah, oh, she has some guns right now. It's insane.
Kylo Ren has an 8-pack like his grandmother before him.
Yeah. Take after my grandma.
Stupid.
I never even met her, but take after her. Got her metabolism.
It's so good.
Got her
No, I hope it's
metabolism
there.
in Ben Kenobi's
I,
name.
for one,
Yeah.
would love
Yeah.
to see a jacked Natalie Portman as
Oh yeah.
as Padme Amidala. I wouldn't care about
Just,
you could
Here
just
for
like
it.
that's dope
throwing
as hell.
droid, just like ripping droid heads off, and just like
Yeah, she kicked ass in the Clone Wars. I mean,
She did.
Yeah.
She did. I mean,
No spoilers, but if y'all love Clone Wars Padme, Queen's Hope is fantastic. It
yeah,
comes
I
out
gotta.
I am starting
in
it now. I got
April. Yeah.
yeah. I got the digital from Disney, so I'm
Mhm.
gonna start reading it.
Yeah.
I mean, just beautiful books, absolutely gorgeous
Mhm.
books.
Kitty.
Cat.
Aubrey,
Yes.
I mean, and now that we're kind of done with Kenobi, and we'll wrap things up
I'll
here
never
in a
be
little
done
bit.
with Kenobi.
Mm-mm.
We're done talking about Kenobi. right
You
now.
know who will never be done
Oh.
with Kenobi?
Darth
Maul.
Maul. Yeah.
Mhm.
I also saw
Until
someone
Twin
like
Sun.
mention that one of the blasters like in the trailer like resembled Han's.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't I don't know.
I mean,
I don't
Thought that was
know.
interesting.
but that's another thing. Like, I don't want to see Han Solo in this show.
Yeah.
Pizza.
I don't want to see, and I don't want to see the Millennium Falcon fly over either. I don't want to hear it.
Even if it's just a little Easter egg.
Okay.
What
if
about
it's
the
a little-
ghost?
If it's a little, I mean, if the ghost flies over, I'm all for it because I want to see my favorite murder droid.
Chopper.
Yes.
Yes,
Chopper is best murder droid in the galaxy.
Mhm.
he is. He'd do anything for his family.
Lavender, I want to steal your cat.
You can have her. She's a nuisance.
All right, I'll be.
Well-
I'm driving to Florida tomorrow.
There's
Okay.
pizza on my desk in front of me, and that's why she's loving me so much right now.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your meal time.
Oh no, it's okay. I totally
Little
forgot about
suck
it.
Lil suck up.
Oh, come on.
You're not getting the pizza.
So, Aubrey, what are have you read John Jackson Miller's Kenobi book?
Not yet.
No.
No,
Haven't
not
either.
yet. I'm in like the middle of reading Light of the Jedi and Lost Stars right now.
Lost Stars
So.
is so good.
Stars is so good.
That book is breaking my heart, but it's so good.
It is.
It will constantly break your heart. It's
It does.
so good though.
Yeah.
I
Like
I would
Space Romeo and
say-
Juliet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say just keep on that High Republic kick. And Lost Stars. I mean,
Yeah.
but when you get a chance, I would go back and read the Legends Kenobi novel because
Yeah.
John Jackson Miller writes a fantastic story and it's great. So
Yeah. I was so close
Yeah.
to buying it today. I was at the bookstore looking at it and then I sat it back down.
Oh
Because I can't distract myself with a bunch of books. I have
Yeah.
to focus.
yeah, no, I get it. I'm the same way because I'm reading Thrawn Ascendancy, but like I put that on hold for High Republic stuff.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
like I'm trying to like will myself into getting back into book 2.
I mean, the Thrawn books are like Dune level dense.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
I'm listening to the third one, the third of the Empire Thrawn books right now. Treason.
Yeah, treason. Yeah.
It's a
just so dense.
it's a
Yes.
chunky one.
It
It's
is.
taking a lot to get through it. I can only like listen in little chunks.
Yeah. But I would say like if you want to take a break, if you haven't read the Black Spire Outpost books, you should check those out too. And I would also say read Phasma before you read Black Spire Outpost because you're gonna know the two main characters a lot more. I mean, Black Spire Outpost like does a really good job at filling in the blanks of like what happened in Phasma, but I would
Yeah, it
I would just
does.
go through those.
The
I have to,
Phasma story is
actually-
just wonderful
Yeah.
all on its own.
Yeah.
I have to like actually make a list of stuff I need to read in Star Wars
Yes.
because there's seriously like 10 books at this point that I have yet to read.
And that's the great thing about new canon though is like we have a lot of books but not as many as we had with the EU.
Yeah.
Where like with this, I can be
Mhm.
like, all right, read this book first, and then just go.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm
I could
actually in the
feasibly.
process of making a reading guide for each like
Yeah.
period. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
so because we actually have a dedicated, this is crazy, a dedicated Star Wars section in my library because someone
Nice.
Ooh.
donated their entire collection from home. Yeah.
Wow.
That's incredible.
So it's Legends, it's current canon. It's a little outdated right now. I need to buy all the new ones. Um, keep us current.
Yeah.
But when my
I'm gonna
coworkers
visit
was
your
asking
library.
about it, and she was like, where do I even start with like putting these in order? So
Yeah.
right now we have them alphabetical by their authors. So it says like Star Wars and then the author on it, but that of course puts Legends and canon all mixed in together.
Yeah.
So I'm making posters to go next to it with like, this is this era, this is this era.
Hmm.
So I'd be happy to
That's
share
awesome.
this with everybody once I get
Yeah.
them finished up.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. And coming up very, very soon, we're actually going to do like another episode just dedicated to books and Star Wars books and kind of doing like a reader's guide.
That's
So
my
Aubrey,
jam.
if you
Oh
want to come
yeah,
on for that,
definitely.
like you're more than
Sounds
welcome
like a
to.
lot of fun.
Yeah, Luna, you're welcome to be on that one too. And I want to do that like in the next couple of weeks, especially now that Phase 1 of the High Republic is done, and like we're not getting like a major book release until May, I believe, and that's going to be
Yeah,
Brotherhood.
we've got Queen's Hope in April, which was
That's
actually
right.
scheduled for November.
That's right.
Just weird that it's got pushed back so far. And then we've got Brotherhood in May.
Yeah. So we've got time.
Yeah.
So I'm
And High
thinking,
Republic's not till October.
yeah. So I'm thinking probably for episode 50 we should do the book thing. That gives us like a couple of weeks to get stuff together. Aubrey, if you are free that night, you're more than welcome to come back and be on that show.
I'd
You
love
can
to.
talk you can talk about those books that you've read, books that you want to read. We'll do non-spoiler things, and get into that. Luna, same goes for you. We'll get into non-spoilery things. We'll talk about the High Republic, but like we won't spoil the High Republic. But like I want to talk about Tarkin. I want to talk about New Dawn. I want to talk about especially like Queen's Hope and Queen's Peril.
So
Um,
good.
Yeah.
yeah. So plan on that in the next 2 weeks. That's going to be our big 50th episode. Um, and anybody have anything else before we wrap things up tonight? I know we're not going the full 2, but
That's okay.
yeah, that's okay.
Oh, I just wanted to throw in one more thing.
Yeah.
So this whole Kenobi thing has me my like teenage self in all the feels.
Yeah.
This is a very funny yet embarrassing story that I have told my children. They think it's hilarious. But they like always want to know, like, oh, like, did you have other boyfriends before you got married to daddy? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I didn't have boyfriends. I was too busy like making collages of Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor and hanging them on my wall as a high schooler. So yeah, they like to joke about how my other boyfriend is Hayden Christensen slash Anakin. And I was like, yeah, but
Man,
war
I
crimes.
wish.
Yeah, but war
So yeah,
crimes.
anytime they see like Anakin, they're like, "Ooh, it's mommy's boyfriend." So
That's
I thought you guys would appreciate that. I can't
I
wait to
do
see Hayden in
appreciate
this movie
that
in
so
this
much.
show.
Yeah, I appreciate that so much. And I'm really hoping like this opens the door for Hayden to come back for other Star Wars
Oh, I hope so
projects as
too.
well.
Mhm.
Um,
Please.
because if anybody deserves the love and respect, Hayden deserves all of the love and
Oh
respect.
yeah.
Like at first, like Attack of the Clones, like in the beginning of Attack of the Clones, when you see him, his acting is very robotic, but as that movie goes on, he really like you can tell like he gets comfortable with the character. And then
Mm.
like in Revenge of the Sith, as I stated earlier, he just brings it.
Mm.
I don't know if did anyone read the EU article that just came, or not EU, EW article.
I was reading through it. I was like glancing through it. Yeah.
It was just great, like hearing about
Excuse me.
like Ewan's talking about Hayden, and
Yeah.
they're kind of like over a Zoom call talking to each other, and he was talking about how Ewan like made him feel so welcome when he first joined the set and their world basically, because a few months before he did Star Wars, he had only been in a few like really small projects, and he was still starring in high school plays.
Yeah,
So like when people give him crap for acting, I'm like, the dude was like 18. He was like plucked out of obscurity.
yeah,
Like that was his first big thing. Like no one's perfect their first time out,
no.
so
And
cut him
Nobody's
some slack.
and I gotta tell you, like, I didn't really like Jumper as much, but I thought he was decent in that. He did some heist movie where he was really good in it as well.
Mhm.
But I just want to see the guy do more Star Wars projects, like as
Same.
Anakin Skywalker. Like if you want to give me like a live action like Clone Wars mission like mini series or something. Just make it like 2 or 3 episodes where he comes back as Anakin Skywalker and you show like a mission that was supposed to be like in the Clone Wars animated series, but like they
All the
didn't have
deleted
time to do.
scenes.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
hi.
Like all of those deleted animatics. Like do that and like bring Hayden back for that. I think that would be incredible to
Mhm.
do so. Um so I want to see the guy get get the work. Um, for those of you that hated on him but now say that you love him, whatever. I have and always will love that guy. I think he's an incredible actor, and the prequel trilogy is just awesome. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Final thoughts, Aubrey, before we wrap things up.
Hmm. I'm glad Hayden Christensen's getting like all this love now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of just real quick. It reminds me of Ahmad Best, like when they had the 20th Phantom Menace panel at Star Wars Celebration 3 years ago in Chicago. Like Ahmad
Mhm.
Best, like got so much love,
Yeah,
and he deserves it. Like I hated on Jar Jar for a long time, but it wasn't until Clone Wars and Aftermath where I was like, Jar Jar's a legit cool character.
the aftermath interlude.
Yeah, but like I love Jar Jar as a character now because of
Yeah.
Clone Wars.
Mhm.
Um, Luna, any final thoughts on Kenobi?
I'm just super excited. Uh, I'm super excited. It's gonna be
Okay.
great. I know it is. Uh, Everybody remember that the time changes tonight. Losing an hour of
Yes,
sleep.
that is true. So it is now Luna's bedtime. But Lavender, any thoughts before we go?
Uh, Nothing left. I think we
No,
covered it all.
we're just excited. I mean,
We finally talked about all of Star Wars.
we didn't like even break down the trailer. Like we just were gushing about how excited we were, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fine. That's what we're here for. I was like, yeah, spoiler breakdown of the trailer, and I'm like, nah, we're just gonna gush. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
We're just
but
so
that's
in
how these
awe of it.
but that's how these
This
shows
is on the
go.
breakdown.
Yeah, but that's how these shows go. We do whatever. If you are a member of our Discord, hop into our voice chat afterwards. I'm gonna be in there. Luna's gonna be in bed, but if anybody else wants to hang out, you can. Um,
I've been
th-
banned from Dave and Buster's.
yeah, you've been
I'm
banned
gonna
from
go
Dave and
start
Buster's. It's fine.
sneezing from all the cat hair that is now in my
Yes.
face.
Um, and next week, my friends, you get to meet my new little co-producer. We are adopting another cat next week. His name is Pickle. He's 7 months old, and we are
I love
super
pickle.
excited about bringing him home. So
Oh, that's
we
exciting.
we really feel like Polly picked him out for us, and my wife and I are just super excited to bring this little furball home. So uh,
You're gonna show the cat on the show, right?
he will be on the RPG show, and he will also be on our 50th show in 2 weeks. He may be a little shy next week because we'll just bring him home and everything, and he's got to
Be
get
brandy
acclimated.
new.
Yeah, but
Meanwhile, I have this shoulder monstrosity.
yeah, but that's it. So next week's our RPG show. Get ready for that epic monstrosity of goodness, and then 2 weeks from now is our 50th show, and that's going to be a deep dive into Star Wars books. Our group is going to be
Yay.
back for that. So get ready for that. That's it for us this week. May the force be with you. May you always fight for light and life. And remember, at the end of the day, except for John Byram, we are all the Republic. Everybody gets it. Like if you've been on the show with John, you get it. Like
Yep.
you
You
get
get
it. Yeah. That's it for us. So have a great